Welcome to Hidden Hilltop Homestead. Today I'm actually working on a Christmas quilt that I didn't get finished last year. So what better time than the end of May to start working on it, right? So currently I'm matching some thread to the backing fabric, and then I'm going to match some stuff to the front too. But anyways, while I'm working on this, I thought it'd be a great time to talk about my tips and tricks for making quilt sales in the summer. My first tip would be to accept special orders. So, for me, a special order is a quilt that's a different size or theme than I normally make. For example, crib quilts, people get those obviously for like baby shower gifts, or if I have somebody who's looking for a twin size quilt that is a specific character or a theme like dinosaurs, uh, race cars, monster trucks, things like that. And I also do sizes from crib up to California King. So let's see, crib, oversized throw, which is my most common size. Whenever I'm just making them to sell, I'm just like working up my own design. I do an oversized throw almost every time. And then I also do twin, XL twin, which is just a longer edition of the twin, and full size queen, king, and California king. I do a combo of orders and make and sell quilts so that I'm able to fill my production gaps with orders. So I basically just kind of work around whenever somebody's requesting something, and then I space my time out generously when I get orders because I am very, very part-time with my quilting. So I don't want to put myself in a time restraint doing several orders when I could space them out and get some more realistic timelines. I usually do 3 to 4 weeks per quilt, depending on size. So smaller ones, crib, throw, twin, even maybe a full, I could do 3 to 4 weeks. Anything bigger than that, I'm probably adding a couple. And then, like, for example, if I have 2 orders booked, that would put me out at least 6 to 8 weeks. So if somebody else was to be like, hey, I'm looking for a special order, I would let them know that it would probably be like another 9 to 12 weeks before it would be completed. That way, if people are buying for gifts or special occasions, the expectations are set and, everybody's happy in the end. Every time I'm posting a picture of a quilt I make, I always mention that I do special orders, and that is just another way of drumming up business and making sure that people know if they're looking for something more specific than what I'm selling, or if they're trying to, get a very personalized gift, that I'm very easy to work with and available. I usually require 50% upfront at least, depending on the size and how well I know the person. I do make a lot of quilts for family and friends, so obviously, if it's somebody that I know very closely, I'm not going to require them to pay full cost upfront. But if you are working with the general public, definitely create a policy for yourself as far as if you want a 50% deposit, 75% deposit, or even give the option to pay in full before service is rendered. That way you're not stuck at the end with a specific quilt that you can't really sell to other people and no payment. My next tip would be to create seasonal pieces and to get them done with plenty of time before the holiday. So in the summer, we have graduation, we have teacher appreciation, we have 4th of July, kids are going to college at usually the end of August. So there's a lot of opportunities to create specific things that people are looking for in the summer. Now, if you're doing a 4th of July quilt, you want to make sure that you're probably done with that quilt at the beginning of June, because people want to purchase this holiday decor and they want to be able to put it out and show everybody at least a month before the event. It doesn't usually sell when you're down to like 2 weeks or less. I ran into that issue last year. I was working on fall quilts and I had one that I got done, I think it was a week before Thanksgiving, and I still have it just because nobody really wanted it. usually by that time, people are already putting out Christmas stuff too. So just keep that in mind for honestly any holiday to have everything done and completed at least a month before the actual date. Speaking of seasonal stuff, if you have some downtime and you're wondering like what you should be making or just want to prep for maybe even the fall and Christmas season, perfect time to do so. As you can see in this video, I'm working on a Christmas quilt that I didn't get finished last year. So I'm getting all of these Christmas quilts done now. I think it's 5 total that I need to finish, and I got 1 done already, so 4 more to go. But I want to get these guys done. I am going to list them as available and for sale. Of course, we're coming into June, so I don't think they're going to sell, but I can at least get them out there, and then maybe if somebody is interested in one they just have to have, they might buy it. If not, they're already done and ready for when the holiday season comes. It's a great time to get all of your stuff, especially if you do markets. And even if you don't sell quilts, maybe you sell some other stuff, smaller things. Great time to build up your stock and stash. My next tip is going to require a little bit of research, but you're going to want to look at what is trending for the summer. A lot of retail stores are putting out home decor items 2, 3, 4 months ahead of seasons. So we're seeing summer stuff put out as early as March. And I think doing retail research, and also you could do some online research. Honestly, you could go into Pinterest and see what is trending for the season. So I know, summer things you could think of are beachy, citrus, bright and sunny colors, florals, vacation stuff. Like that's something that you commonly think of when you're just thinking of summer themes. But seeing what stores are selling, what home decor pieces and what designs are in style can help you create something that people could add to their decor that will match things that they're already buying. And that could also, suggest people to put in orders also for some kind of specific design they're looking for. I know, for example, last year Highland cows were all the rage. Last summer and fall there was mushrooms and just kind of like that earthy, woodsy vibe. So creating pieces and including fabric that have these kinds of designs are definitely going to sell. One of my favorite things to do when I do go to the craft stores to get fabric is to take a stroll down the seasonal aisle. They always have stuff out for the spring, summer, fall, and winter. So just kind of checking out what is currently selling and what's popular can help you create something that is going to sell quickly. My next tip involves your distribution method. So I'm not really sure how you sell your quilts. I personally take pictures of everything that I make and I put it on my Facebook page. I include a description with the picture that includes the size of the quilt, the material, the design. Although you can see it, it's good to add a little bit more explanation as to what you're looking at. And then I offer shipping or meetup or delivery if you're local. And that's how I sell all of my quilts. That's also how I get all of my orders. They always come through Facebook. So, depending on how you sell your quilts, maybe you could try branching out into markets or craft fairs because there's a lot of business to be had at these shows, these farmers markets, these fundraiser events a lot of people have during the summer. And it's a great way to get exposure to your product if you do not have a large online following or audience, or maybe you don't want to sell them online. Markets are a great way to get out there and get your products in front of people. Always make sure that when you're doing a market that you have your contact information so that if someone wants to put in an order or see some other things that you made, they can see your social media accounts. And that's something too. If you are interested in making and selling quilts or crochet or knitting or whatever, having an online presence is key. Even if you aren't selling online, just creating a place where people can see your work and build a portfolio will help you not only make sales but also book future orders. I really want to do a craft fair this year, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done in the summer, but I'm definitely going to book something in the fall just so I can do it. I want to get the experience. I know a quilt is a big ticket item. Like I'm selling at least $130, like that per item. And that's not necessarily easy. A lot of people aren't going to shows with a bunch of money, but then again, some people are. So I definitely want to do one this fall just to see what it's like, even if I don't make a sale. It's just kind of like an experience and something that I can document and also share with you guys here on YouTube. It's also going to require me to make and stock at least 10 quilts. So that's definitely going to be interesting. My last tip is to create some very dreamy outdoor photos. So, summertime is the perfect time to get outside with your quilts. You can do a variety of things. You can hang up a clothesline, pin your quilt to that, and use it as an action shot of your quilt kind of blowing in the wind. You can stage around flowers, around your garden. You can put it out on the ground and set up a picnic display. You can just be outside holding your quilt as well. And just kind of like embracing the beautiful outside summer vibe and drawing attention to the fact that hey, it's a quilt. It's not cold, but it's still beautiful. And you need it. It's summertime and you need this quilt. Utilizing natural light is honestly the best way to take pictures. Whenever I am forced to take pictures inside, I always do it by a window and I stage it during the morning or afternoon sun when I have the most direct light coming in, just because it helps diminish shadows and it gives like a full spectrum of color of all of your beautiful designs on your quilt. I think it's also a nice change from just displaying them like on the bed or on the floor. Most people who sell quilts take pictures of them laid out on a flat surface. So having a vertical versus horizontal display can just kind of like add some dimension. And like if you're wondering how to stage your photos for your quilt, I mean, the easiest thing you can do is to look at online listings for stores that sell quilts or blankets or any type of home decor thing. A lot of people go into they're putting out plants and throw pillows, or you have a picture or something hanging in the background that you can kind of see, even if it's like blurred out. So, whatever level of staging you're comfortable at, I'm I've made sales where I've had a quilt just laying on my bed and just using my overhead light. And it wasn't the greatest, but it still, it took a picture. It was good enough. But I've also had pictures outside. My husband usually goes outside, holds my quilts up for me front and back, and then he also helps me get like a little movement video. And I use that for my social media and for my YouTube videos, but I also include that in my listing so that people can kind of see the dimension of the quilt. So, in summary, if you are making seasonal quilts, make sure that you got plenty of time to get them finished before the actual date or season so that you can get that sucker out the door and you're not holding on to it till next year. Also, make sure that you are basically making trendy summer prints. A lot of people love florals. A lot of people love things that they can match with decor that they're already buying. So just keep that in mind. You're not making something like I'm doing here. You're not trying to only sell Christmas quilts in July because it doesn't always work. Make sure that you are telling everybody that you do orders if that's something you're interested in doing. Like I said, it really helps me fill my schedule to where I'm able to sell 2 or 3 quilts a month. I could sell more if I wanted to. I just don't have the time. Take your quilts outside, let them get some sun, take some beautiful outside sunshine filled pictures. And if nothing else, use the summertime to stock up for the usually most busy time of the year for any crafter, which is the fall and winter season. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you would like to see more content from me, make sure that you subscribe. If you have any suggestions yourself, please leave them in the comments below, or if you just want to stop in and say hi, love to hear from you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.